In repose, with his back to the rock edging the pool, was a handsome young man. As I skipped up between roses about to bloom on either side of the aisle, I found a hunger developing from within I could not control. I mistook it at first. The young man was handsome and in the full vitality of youth. He was reading The Perennial Philosophy by Aldous Huxley. My body was not responding like it might at the sight of such a gorgeous man. I walked around the reflecting pool. I looked up along the step and followed the water back to its source with my eyes. There were a few people lying about in the sun, reminding me of the cover art for the Houses of the Holy, except they had clothes on. My new friend Hendrix was nowhere to be seen. I imagined he climbed a tree, and possibly backwards. I continued walking past the hedges which surrounded the pool, and again my gaze fixed upon the boy. He was fully immersed in reading, and hadn't seen me. The amphitheater there was contained by a rudimentary bandshell which housed a shaded area with corkboards for upcoming events, such as the Deadhead Community Service weekend schedule, when folks could volunteer for a day beheading dying roses. A revolutionary act indeed. There were benches situated beneath the corkboards, looking out upon the garden. The brickwork cupped out on either side of the shell in a semicircle, and it was out toward the end of the granite table, housing the bricks, where I situated myself, hopping up and turning round to face the young man in the pool and the garden stretching out around us. Something unnerving was happening to me. I let my eyes fall to the hedges, within which arose a pattern of dots, purple beauties intermingling on a vine and standing out against the hunter green leaves. These were the Aster X fricarti, a purple flower with a golden globe at its center. These colors banded together appealed to my nature, and I found solace against the change which was overtaking my body and sending wild ideas into my mind. The sun was out, the cotton was floating, the day calm and quiet, and still no sight of Hendrix. I was kicking my legs out and letting my heels fall into the brickwork as I sat there supporting my back by my arms, palms planted on the edge of the table. A fat and cheerful squirrel came down a nearby pine and brought his flickering tail to within a few feet of me. He was talking to me, and I looked at him intently and saw he wanted to be friends. I put my hand out. Then suddenly he pushed off and away quickly, scared like he had seen a ghost. I looked back to the pool, and the emerald color was brilliant green. Again, discomfort inside me. I was fighting over control of my instincts. The sky, which had been blue, began to grow darker around me, and the asters grew bolder against it. The whole garden was falling into twilight under some dark cloud. But there was no particular giant cloud to be found in the sky, just wisps of cotton. My focus opened up past the asters and the hedges to the young man in his polo shirt and jeans. I realized then I could study his thoughts, and that his thoughts were materializing as affect inside him, and coursing through him was a river of existential angst, couched in the bright and encouraging quotes of all the great and spiritual leaders and saints the world had ever known.